I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is April 25th, Friday, 2025. Hope you had a good day, good week here. So we talked about possibly buying, and we're trying to get into this imbalance. We did that yesterday, said that yesterday. So I was giving an example here. This was on ES when I gave the example. That was pretty early in the video. I gave a bunch of other different shit, but at the same speaking, pushing up was the logic, right? But you know, we're busting through here, and we want to see like a high and a pullback. This is basically like support. You can see how I'm structuring it here, and you can see that that's what we did today. Beautiful, beautiful, very difficult buy, but the logic was still there. Look how we opened up here. And then we tapped that imbalance. I mentioned this imbalance early. Now, we didn't dig in deep like we would like to. I'm going to make this video actually really short, so there's not much to say here. But we said it yesterday that as we were fanning up, we would fan up, right? So you're coming through these highs, and then you're very, very simple for like a high. You know, you got a couple drives there, and then retracement. So expansion, then a simple retracement. And then to some type of support. It didn't get any deeper, didn't hit the 25. It bounced literally only on that the top of the gap, and it's beautiful because it was my entry. So very simply, you can see that this is how I caught it at 901. This is time involved. I talk about this. We haven't seen a 901 in a while, but it's definitely sweeping that, sitting on top. Look at the bodies. Look at the tweezer bottoms, just beautiful. Catching it. Where am I buying this to? Well, I'm obviously knowing that so when I give the options of it buying, and I have, you know, going straight up, for example, if you take a look, I'm not gonna go through it. I gave some examples, kind of like this, for example, when I mentioned this. So it was pushing up into the imbalance and then selling off, and how long does that take? What structure? It's generally a higher high and a higher low. If you take a look at the flow here, it stops here. It comes to a -1 standard deviation, sweeps it, which is also some liquidity right here, and it's kind of like a speaker here. When we get up top here, it's kind of like anyway, a consolidation, but then you bust through for another expansion, and that's what we're doing. We're buying for the next expansion because we tap it. Look how we tapped it right there at midnight. Not midnight, but yeah, well, midnight, yeah. Right on the bottom of that imbalance. That is not a random level. You see that? I was talking about this yesterday. So you get some higher high and higher low right here up until we tag it for the finale. Then we come play around in the daily open gap for today. Lower low, lower high, beautiful. And take a look. This wick is super dirty. Also letting you know, probably going to come back to it. What do we do? Well, we got a gap right here, gray one, and we have today's gap, right? We have the imbalance of the bearish daily, and we have the lower gap. Very clear. I mean, not too much shit here. Midnight level as well, opening range gap. That's all algorithmic. But you see, we come and we 3 drives and we tag it. We bounce right on it. We do take out that guy. Then we come up, right? We come up for a lower high, so to speak, if we're still making a leg down. Then we sweep it again. We sweep it again. Then we push up. How I know my trade is working is because of this candle right here. This beautiful fucking 902. Look at that engulfing. Look at that, super strong. And then they look at the little, another red flag, a green flag is that look at the locking of price. Very small candles, no dipping in until we get up here, right? So when I get entered here though, you know, this shit is like driving me nuts because I'm holding for a position. This is, for example, if this is A to B, B to C for a retrace. Very simple. This is like the most basic foundation that we teach. And it's a higher low to a higher high, coming to a support for a higher low. So I understand this is the higher low, but they're going to make it dirty. You're getting all tough, trying to get back into this imbalance. We tag it twice there. And then we finally break through later, but this was one of those holding days because what flow are you in? You already have the push up by tagging that imbalance. You have a retracement by going all through London and all that shit. And then pre-New York, now we're at that support. We're testing the support fucking multiple times. speaker here. You got the, got low, low, and low, and then you got here high, high, and high. And what when we buy from a higher low and a speaker, we're expecting to get to the mean reversion, play around, bounce above it, and retrace back in it. That's why we look. That's why we retrace right back after making the high, come back for a 50%, very logical trade. And then, of course, they use the end of the day to then reveal that they're still pushing up. And that's why I was saying getting in here was a number one goal. I'm mentioning it yesterday. Yeah, I said a lot of things, but getting up here is the key. And then bouncing back. Obviously, why do you expect a little, what I was showing you earlier? This is how I make videos long. Why am I expecting this higher, high, higher, low, higher? Because that's what we got. We pushed up. We use this as support, right? The price action that we're sitting in, that we're breaking through, it doesn't mean it's long term, but it's probable in price action when we're going above this high. So naturally, let me go back to the 1 hour. I know I'm bouncing around. You can see right here, this high, this high. Look where we came to. You don't say, right? So that bouncing on that top of that gap, we have price action right here, right? So we didn't get to that guy, right? We didn't get to that guy, but we went to there. So these would have been the two places I would have loved to have bought to get into, up for the liquidity that they built, and then up into here more, because they're inching their way to getting, as you can see, up there. I was talking about that candle. I talked about this 50%. I talked about this one standard deviation up here. And man, we swept the first standard deviation down, and then we came up and we're coming up to the flip side, symmetrical other side of the price action, which would be now this first standard deviation up, right? So it's Friday, and the thing with Friday is because of the fact that you can't have too much big expectations. But holding this trade from here, which was fucking hard, let me tell you, I was like shitting bricks with this one for sure. With moving so fast here, it's like whatever. But now it's 10:30, so it's kind of like reversal time. But nice buy right here in the 950 macro, beautiful to make a new high. Look how it stops on a dime on that. And we got the opening range gap. We seal it first there, and then it's higher, high, higher, low. It's not pretty, but it is what it is. And this is the shift real quick so you can see it. Obviously, we make this stupid lower high with that wick. We come here like this, and then we take it, we break above, we retrace deep. So again, when you have a shift, you're going to look at, does this, we're betting on the higher low here being above the low. So as a higher low, instead of breaking low for another coming down, that would be kind of a different conversation, but I'd probably still buy it. But the point is that it's a speaker. You can see it here, right here. You can see it right here at 9:30. It shakes out down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's a shakeout. I call that a shakeout. At the 9:30, it's a speaker. But really, you shifted above here. You came back in. It's deep. You made a new high. That's kind of confirming. I thought it might have been a lower high for a second, but I'm like, nah, they're going to come up here and get this shit because their agenda is getting into the fucking imbalance. So that's the main premise. And then look, you come down here. Oh, that's a break. No, it's just dirty. There's nothing else to it. It's still a higher low. It's still a support. This is old school support. So you got to have experience and balls to be pushing the trigger here. Right, but we understand and seen this, and it's the goal is to get up here. They're just making it very difficult, and then obviously, boom, okay, and now we're probably we probably did, didn't we? Yeah, there you go. Just did it while we're making the fucking video. So oh my god. So don't look at that shit. I don't know what's going on here, but okay, that's stupid. So the point is that that's that structure. Okay, so I'm sure you see that beautiful fire, 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 and then that imbalance. Obviously, we're using that as the entry tool, and then you can see the first imbalance. We drag them or above it, below it, but the structure isn't perfect. Obviously, you don't need that. Also, in general, you're looking at the algorithmic delivery too. You can see that here. I know this wasn't zoomed in. You can see we're bouncing above it, below it, but we use this imbalance here. We reclaim it later as you see these two lows here getting protected here. The first imbalance, you can see we pause and then we go above it. Then we to the tick. Come on, buddy, to the tick. Tag that with this inversion right here. You can see that I'm highlighting this 1022. You can see you drag that out. Beautiful. X marks the spot. That's the next higher low from here. New high, then another higher low here. Oh, that's the 25% of the opening range gap. All algorithmic. Just let it play out. You'll see it function. Comes right above the opening range sealment. And we're dancing on there. Don't forget there's a gray gap in the background, and we're bouncing. Bodies are respecting it now. And then we got the daily gap here. We're coming into the middle, and we use it as support right there. Take off, buddy. Go right to the midnight level. Play around with it. Then it comes up here. I end up getting squeezed out here. My goal was to push it up to here so I can get in here. Then squeeze it out, and then but whatever it is, what it is, day's done for me. It's because it's a Friday, especially. For a moment, I thought we were gonna maybe sell off so we can retrace the week, to make the wick of the week. Retrace the 20% to 40%, but it was just too far away and wasn't unreal. It was unrealistic because I knew that they have a higher chance of staying up here because they want to accomplish this up here. Remember, we just bounced on this level here as support, but again, I'm not saying it's for long term, but at the same time, we are bullish right now. We've been saying it now for these last days. So, like, if you're missing the train and you're still trying to sell for holding, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm clearly talking about up here, right? We were doing it all week. So, classic bye week. It's beautiful. We're gonna close strong, and then I said Monday, if it closes up here, Monday will then that next wick of the week. Will turn into a bearish week most likely if we pop up with Monday or Tuesday first. We'll see how they do it, but I mean, just fire here, dude. I mean, I literally was drawing it out, man. Like that's kind of what I was talking about, and we did still get the high and a higher low, and then a new high, and then a higher low, and then we made a new high. So I was kind of fanning it out. That's what I was talking about. But this is pretty shallow, so we'll see. But it's bullish. I mean, so it's cool. We're going to just keep rolling here until we see most likely a break or a change in delivery, and but more reasonably to get up in here because the way Trump did it, it was just literally unfair. So now they're going to come back up to it because there are some motherfuckers who sold it. I called it live. If you watched the video, I called it. You can go watch the video if you didn't see it. But yeah, I called this live. This would be an amazing sell, and it shouldn't have shut down. But anyways, let me see. I think I'm not missing anything here. I said all this beautifulnulness here. Again, you can drag this out. You can see how we respect it right there. You want to see that when you're flowing, but let me also. You can even use. It's not necessary for nothing else. So anyways, yeah, I explained all that, and then guess what? Why do you think they made the high? So they're squeezing it here, right? Constantly, very little higher lows. You could just literally close your eyes and push buy, and not worry about not even having a stop loss. There's some people who obviously don't even trade with a stop loss, right? So imagine they're just executing here, and then they're not even worried about coming down here because they're so adamant about and knowing that this is just gonna pop up. Again, they do all this shit to scare you shit, right? But we understood the objective. But what I was going to say is obviously if this is a speaker here, right, and we made a new high here, well, where is 50% of the range? Now, I mean, typically you can just go from here to here and you can take a look. We just knocked the 50, but what's at the 50? I mean, it doesn't even have to be the specific level. The point is that the daily today's gap is also that center. I mean, it's just very, very easy. And I couldn't believe how easy this higher low was, but I got to be done because it was Friday. And that's why I didn't take this sell. And I was like, yo, this is a sell. Why? Because look at fucking candle after candle after candle after candle, and it's weak and it's not big candles. I'd rather see big candles than small candles. If it's small candles, then I can expect eventually it's going to turn around. And look what happens, 1:30. So there's time involved. This is specifically 1:30 when the PM session starts. You can see that big candle. We tap in it. It's a beautiful sell, bro. All the way back to mean reversion, and they made a new high with it. It's just a beautiful day, but this was just just trying to scare you. But okay, I know I've talked a lot, and 14 minutes, dollar, what doesn't really matter, consolidating pretty much, and then here, not much. Well, yeah, actually, we had at first when we were down here, and I took the trade at 901, we had a lower low with Dow. So I'm sorry, Nas, and then higher lows here with S&P and Dow. So that made me take the buy initially, and I was just gonna hold it the whole day. Like when I took this trade, I wasn't gonna be like, I could have took it here and here, and I wanted to, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna hold it the whole day until we get to its minimum that guy. Why that guy? Because that wick is super unfair, and they swept that, and it's pretty much like a gap, and the algorithm is gonna fix itself. So it's kind of like a liquidity void that's there, but it's not really one. But that's the point. I'm already understanding to come up here. So there goes that, right? And then what do S&P and Dow do? They make lower lows here. See that? They make lower lows with this low and this low and this low and this low. And then this is us right here. What was I'm sorry. From here. So from here to here, right there. That low to this high for Nas is a higher low. This would save my fucking trade, to be honest with you. Because if I was trading them, I would have been messed up again. And that was dirty, dude. Thank God we were trading Nas. So I would have bought it again, probably. So, but it didn't happen, so we'll never know. But I understood that was also a higher low. But I was also just like, you know what, nah, we're not breaking this, man. We're not breaking this. Even if we swept it, man, we're still going up. Because they hadn't built all this lower highs here. I mean, it's very clear with the lower highs, dude. Jesus. But at the same time, that was a deciding factor to keep holding it. Because I was like, bro, at one point I was like, dude, you just ruined the day. Like, what are you doing? I'm not even trying to trade that long because it's Friday. I said, nah, I'm gonna hold this bitch. I know through lunch we're gonna go up through lunch. And sure enough, that's what we started doing. So started popping up here, and there's that. And then well, what are we doing here? Let me see. And they're a little slow to the party here, trying to come up here. This might be a divergence for us to turn around. We'll see. Who knows? But very small range day, and that's why it was Friday. Why I really didn't care. But if there was a move I was going to take, it was going to be the buy. So we got a gap up here, and we hit it with S&P. I drew it yesterday. Literally told you that we're coming right into it. We're trying to be incognito and come into it. We tagged it first here in Asia. We did a retrace, bounced right off support, got into that little imbalance. Any late breakout traders, this is just a breakout level, very simple. And you have to treat it that way, not anything more difficult. And again, Asia gave us the flow. That, I mean, they made it. They tipped their hand. I mean, when they, because I don't know what Asia and London is going to do. So remember, when I'm pushing up, saying I want to come up here and then sell off or whatever, but you when you get up a high here, you do expect an retracement, and we do get a retracement. And it's maybe not deep, but it's still a retracement, and it's still higher. Right, so they tipped their hand already. Like, all I had to do was just push by and ride the train, because I'm in the leg from higher low to higher high. So I got to sit through all this nasty shit. And yes, there are opportunities on each one. 1, 2, 3 for the leg, and then so if I do a sequence, this is the previous leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Or if I come to the 930, it's just a shakeout, but this is the low, and then this is the high, and that's the higher low, right? And then this is the new higher high, right? And in that leg, you got a couple higher lows, one right there too for the finale. But this is just old school shit, boy. I mean, it's experience there too, but beautiful, beautiful, and to ride it for the next leg. And I didn't even have to continue. Well, I tried to get all this, but it just ended up getting stopped out here by this stupid candle. And I was like, you got to be done because it's Friday. So, but you could have just pushed by even if you got stopped out here, because it's very strong, which I was going to, but I was like, nah, I wanted to go chill. So my shit's got to be done. So, but beautiful. And then time involved in there. And then over here you got the 150 macro also into play. From the 130 that takes it, and then a little inversion imbalance on this 132. See these little candles, they sitting inside the bullish candle, wicks, and then bodies, and then shoot down. Boy, it got your ass. And then I also was talking about, because most of that, like, big caps, they gapped up and they were just very strong and pushing up. So we understood that we were flowing that way. You saw, especially with this, when I said we dipped in here, are we going to use this 50% this imbalance to push back up? And you can see this candle closes and then this next one opens. It's like at the 50 damn near, and then it just pushed up to squeeze more up here. So that's, I mean, that was kind of logical. And I mentioned that's also in the time where it's like you say, okay, yeah, we're going to be going up because of time. You know what I'm saying? Even when it was 12 o'clock, which was here, that would be like us. We're up here now, right? And we're getting these. I mean, so this is letting you know we're up here, right? So it's also confirmation of when I'm watching the strength of these other candles on the big assets. So yeah, beautiful, man. Hope you have you guys a good weekend. I hope this was a good week for you, and this might look complicating, but you keep it simple and you keep simple logic and you execute and you take profit and no fear. And I'm using algorithmic and common sense too. I mean, look how they bounce it right on there. I mean, that happens to be a gap. Motherfuckers don't even know that there's a gap there. Like, I mean, just smooth, man. Smooth as hell. And yeah, just beautiful. I wouldn't want it to be any more difficult. Higher high, higher low, higher high, right? I mean, nice getting in there. As far as next week goes, I've already told you what I expect. I want to fan out and come up here. I don't even have to draw a new one. I'm already did it here. So we've come up, we've came down, and we've came back up. So we're kind of like here, and I don't know how many drives, but I understand that the logic of coming up into this area here, with all the other assets too. I feel like I'm missing something. This is how I made a video long. That sucks. But let me see here. Yeah. I mean, you see the center 50 point of that wick right here, and also that wick right here. You see this? That's going to be a target we're going to. I didn't do the research. I don't care. I just know that we're kind of moving up there right now. But if I was to let's just do it like this. This would be a nice target. 1 second here, or even a quad. Yeah, quad's probably better so I can see it. And then just so you can see this, don't get confused. This is not the bearish imbalance, but that's that wick. Because when we made that wick and we came below it, that's like a resistance. It's a level that's centered for price action above and below it. You can see we're kind of coming almost to it. Yeah, this whole area matches with the one coming into this area. So this is something to look out for. Obviously, including the this bearish imbalance, but damn near almost a 25% is close to it. Very high. See what bounces with it, what sticks, and as you see it. I don't think I need the wick. It's just more confused, but I have no problem using this imbalance right now. But you can quad this. This should be quadded as well. So I'll do it now, but I'll probably have my own. I'm not going to do it nice right now. I want to fucking be done. So I'm just going to fix this later. You get it, what I'm saying. So we're going to see how we get in here and behave. And we got a 3.5 to 4 from that projection right there. And keeping it simple, not fighting it, man. Again, this could be the best buy ever, right? To keep pushing up, and we can go all the way up. Who knows? I don't care. We're just gonna flow and do what's logical right now. So yeah, almost tapping that 1.5 right here. So get into this 1.5. Maybe we retrace back into here for tomorrow. Let me just draw it. Not for tomorrow, but next week. I mean, so let's just keep this simple. Again, we could do the higher high and higher low flow, and then come down in here, and do they push back up or do they keep coming down? It's pretty much the logic. And then we might just do another drive like this. Yeah, this is what's next type of thing. I mean, there's nothing really else to say. Am I missing anything? So yeah, beautiful buy. You'll see it on the thumbnail in the video. I've explained all this. I always feel like I'm missing something, but that's real simple. You guys take care. Have a good weekend. God bless.